Hey guys, it's been quite a while since the last video, but here's a new one, and it's nothing less than the definition of God, which is a very simple topic, and oh my god, it's going to make so much sense to you. Now, first you need to know that when I'm using the word God, I'm not referring to all the different definitions of our society. In other words, we're not defining what is commonly called God, but the meaning of the word God or God and what it should stand for. Now, simply by definition, God would just have to have three major properties: omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience. Let's take a closer look at all of them. Start with omnipresence, and that basically means present everywhere simultaneously. Now, if you think about it, it relates to both space and time. Nothing can be not God, and that includes just everything. The universe, planets, people, you, animals, plants, t-shirts, atoms, but also the past, present or future, and thoughts. And this understanding leads to quite a few conclusions, and I'd like to explain some of them. So, whenever that what we call God is excluding something, it is not that God we're talking about here. For example, if there's a God and then there's a devil separate from God, then this God is not God. It's just a misnomer. And that's why I'm using two ways of writing it. It's just two different things. We're using the same word for it. And yes, some of the world religions kind of fail to convey this understanding, which is, I guess, also one of the reasons why atheists and dogmatic people tend to argue a lot with each other. However, I'm not taking any sides. I'm just following the definition. Another conclusion is that the wish or the need to convince others of own beliefs basically proves that the beliefs are not in full understanding of God, or that at least that God what we're talking about here. Since God would be all and nothing is not God, nobody has to be convinced of anything. Okay, I could go on with this, and there are many other conclusions on that level, but I leave it up to you because there's a new development of events coming up. Now, looking at the aspects of time and space of omnipresence, obviously there can be no limit as well as no cause for God. It has to be infinite and eternal, which remarkably or coincidentally, depending on what you prefer, are the same properties than the universe itself. Also, the universe can have no ultimate boundaries or no first or initial cause. And yes, you would know that if you had paid attention in the previous videos. That is omnipresence. Now, when you think about omnipotence, it can only mean the source of everything that is created. So nothing is not created through that what we're defining here. It implies that all existence is created by God, but that is just not enough. Even the possibility of choice is given to aspects of God in order to create individually. And that is true omnipotence. Now, our last property we want to look at is omniscience, and I can only describe it as in full understanding of everything. First, it requires consciousness of everything that is created, and also implies full knowing or understanding of everything. And that would mean that everything is just good as it is. All is wanted. There's nothing to correct. There's nobody to save or to liberate. Everything is loved unconditionally. No commandments required. Now be careful with just one thing. It does not mean that everything is already planned out or predetermined, or that we're just up to our fate. If you look back up at Omnipresence, God has to be eternal, and that means there is no time, only now. If everything exists just in the now, there's no such thing as predetermination. All that is omniscience. Okay, I guess I said some things about world religions before that some people won't like, but I'm going to put things right again. Now, if you look at the original and unchanged, as far as that's possible, message and messages of all the involuntary originators of our current world religions, all that was what they were saying, just better. That's it. I leave you alone. Go check it out yourself. You can figure out the rest.